Call to order the regular meeting of the Dale City City Council for January 2026. Joe, would you call the roll, please?
Councilman Dean.
Here.
Councilwoman Finch.
Here.
Councilwoman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Tatum.
Here.
Mayor Eason.
The mayor is here. All right. Would you please rise for the invocation? And I've asked Pastor Mike Smith if he'd come to the podium and bring the invocation.
Tonight, we thank you for the blessings you've given us. We thank you for this great country that we live in. We are grateful for the fact that you have given us freedom and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. We're grateful for the fact that you have assembled us tonight and that you just bless this meeting in a special way. We pray tonight also for our first responders, our policemen, our firemen, all those that are involved in the first responses, and I just pray that you would watch over them, protect them tonight. Be with our city, be with our state, be with our country. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Let's look over our street department people this weekend pushing snow. Are you ready? Okay. Walter, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Thank you. You may be seated. Is there anybody in the public that would like to address the council on non-agenda items? Yes, sir. Walter, come up, state your name and address, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Walter Jacks, 4832 Kelsch Drive. Before I start, my next door neighbor ran into me on the way out of my neighborhood tonight, and she said that she was coming down I-40 eastbound, exited Sunny Lane, a familiar exit to all of us, and she said somebody was going to go around her thinking that the far left lane was a left turn lane because of the total absence of a double yellow line right there. And, you know, I've been saying this for a long time. When I was out there working on it, doing the edging, the curb, and the gutter out there, I saw a lot of traffic doing the same thing. For the people who live in the area just south on the west side of Sunny Lane, if they were heading home southbound on Sunny Lane and turned west, where it is actually a two-lane piece of road, that could be a setup for a head-on collision. It's very, very dangerous to not have that double yellow line there. It really needs to get striped. Okay, that's for my next door neighbors. I've had conversations with Micah Unruh in Streets where he has discussed putting in a native plant section or two in Ray Trent Park and maybe another park or two. And I told him that there is a book, I'm sorry, I left it back in my seat. This is an invaluable resource that OCCF, the Oklahoma City Community Foundation, has given to neighborhoods and groups and corporate entities. I told him I'd go and pick up a copy for him that would help him in tree selection because he talked about putting in a lot of trees. While I was there, I had a conversation with my old friend Lance Gross, who administers a lot of these grants. He got all excited about that. He said he is really excited about working with Dell City, and he implored me to have Dell City apply for this Margaret Annis Boys Trust grant. And I know that Mr. Hawk is familiar with this grant, and we've gotten some money from them in the past. I think $6,000 is mentioned. I have copies of a handout here for all members up there that briefly discusses the grant, and he gave me the application form. On this application form, the dates are expired, but Lance told me that the grant opens again in the May to June timeframe. So because of his level of interest and excitement, I think that Dell City's putting in some native plant areas in Ray Trent Park would be a shoe-in project for OCCF to grant this money to. I know we have $6,000. It's listed on the second page of this document, and I think that is for entrances. Of course, that money on the part of OCCF is going to be expected to go to the entrances, but the good news is if he's excited about us applying for more money, then I think our chances are good of getting a second pot of money to do this project, which may or not be good timing with what else you have planned to go on in Ray Trent Park. But I think it'd be a good grant application to get in there. I'm going to give this to Brittany so she can pass it on to Micah to help with tree selection.
In Ward 4 at Townsend Park, they received a grant about 3 years ago, and I think they put in about 6 or 8 trees, and they're doing well. They're still looking good, so.
I printed this page right off of their website, and some of these, Miller Neighborhood Association, for example, got a $5,200 grant. Lakehurst Homeowners Association, $10,000. And those are neighborhoods. Edgemere, $8,000. So I think a municipality would stand to get a lot more money than that. I think the top award would be $40,000 for this particular grant. So I think we would do well to have a grant application put together for when it opens again in May or June.
Yeah, sounds good.
And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Thanks, Walter. Is there anybody else who would like to speak to the council on a non-agenda item? Okay, seeing none. Councilman Tatum, what do you got for us?
Nothing at this time.
Councilman Brown,
Nothing at this time.
Councilman Finch.
JD, there is still a flag at Edwards Park, and the people have now picked it up off the ground and used the boulders to take and hold it up. Can we have somebody pick that one up also?
Councilman Dean.
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Well, I had an eventful week. I went to Dale North Neighborhood Watch last Thursday night and got to meet with some people, and it raised the recycling head. Sorry, Scott, it's raised its head. And we're going to be looking into that. I've sent the information to the city manager, and he's going to be checking it out, and we'll go from there. I went to the Martin Luther King breakfast, prayer breakfast yesterday, and that was a great turnout. That was wall-to-wall people. There were a lot of dignitaries and elected officials there. It's always good to see all those people come out. That Midwest City event, which we generally participate in, has turned into quite an amazing event for an hour-long program, hour and a half maybe. It's really, really good, and if you guys get a chance to go next year, I recommend it wholeheartedly. I recommend the council, if you get the chance to go next year. That's a great event, and you meet a lot of fine people there. Let's see, is there anybody else? Before we get into the manager's report, do you have anything, city manager, on that note, just social? No? Then I would entertain a motion to recess to the MSA, the DC MSA.
I'll make a motion to recess to DCMSA.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. We are now recessed to the Del City Municipal Services Authority. Call the Municipal Services Authority to order. And Joe, would you call the roll?
Trustee Dean,
Here.
Trustee Finch,
Here.
Trustee Brown,
Here.
Trustee Tatum,
Here.
Chairman Eason.
Chairman is here. Is there anybody in the public that would like to address the Municipal Services Authority on a non-agenda item? Seeing none, any trustees have anything? I can see you just almost reach out, but no, huh? Okay. Moving right along, let's go to item number 4 and manager's report.
Just 2 items for everyone. In the past 2 weeks, we've had a meeting with ComCD, that's our Lake Thunderbird group. They came and gave their annual yield discussion of kind of explaining how the lake is doing and how Del City is doing using their portion of the lake. And Councilman Dean, who is on the ComCD board, attended with me. It was a fantastic meeting. The biggest thing is they started talking about what happens in the case of a drought. And if something were to ever happen, Del City has never had to ration water up until this point. Everything has gone well, but they started giving us ideas. And Councilman, correct me, but it would start out with 10%. If we had to do a 10% reduction, a 20% reduction, then even a 50% reduction. And with everything of how well Del City works with our lake water, in addition to our well water, and how well our Public Works Department works with everything, we would not have any problems. And that was one of the greatest things to see, because you see all these different issues when you look at emergency management planning, and especially when you're talking about droughts or things of that nature. So to see the yield model where it shows how Norman, Midwest City, and Del City would fare with these type of reductions, to see that Del City can go all the way to a 50% reduction in our using of lake water, and that we would still be within range of what we're already doing, was a fantastic feeling. So, Michael, would you agree with that?
Yes, and in addition to it is that the lake's looking at things for droughts. And so one of the things that you look at, you never know when the drought starts. And so currently, turns out that we're actually kind of at a lower lake level than we have been in several years. And so even though it doesn't seem like that bad yet, but we do have these thoughts in place. And as far as the lake and any kind of drought stuff, we're a long ways from that. So this is just planning for the future, and then that way we have a plan for if some long-term drought was to happen.
Awesome. So Brittany, you and your team are doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much. In addition, I also got to attend my first ComCD regular board meeting, and in that they were going over their emergency plans of what were to happen in the event that the lake overflows. So, we got to hear the drought talk, and then we got to hear the overflow talk. So it's great to see. It's just kind of a reminder for all the citizens that we have a lot of emergency planning and a lot of preparation that happens in the background, not only for our drinking water, but every other item that we've worked on. But it was great to see that up. So, Michael, thank you for that invitation. I appreciate getting to see that stuff up front. So that is all I have on the manager's report. Director Parrott, would you like to speak? Thank you, ma'am. No one heard it, it's okay.
That was loud.
Those are our numbers from December. We have posted those on Facebook. I'm sure that you all have already seen those. Again, I can shout from the rooftops every minute of every day how great my teams are. I can't say enough good things about them. One of the things that I'm super excited about tonight is, for those of you that don't know, I recently bought a house, and when I went to go establish utilities, they gave me a magnet. And I was just mind blown how something so simple was so cool to me. So immediately, as soon as I got in my car, I called Gandhi, and I was like, I want these for Del City right now. So him and Karina made it happen. So I have these for all of you.
Thank you. Okay, this is cool. That is awesome.
So all new residents coming in will get these. We will save a tremendous amount of money on paper, no longer printing welcome packets. And then when something changes, we have to redo it, reprint. This will keep everyone up to date. This will give them their account number, their due date, their trash day, and then QR codes that will direct them to where they need to be on the website. That way we can change information at any given time, and it does not cost the city any additional money. So we are doing a trial run with these. I believe I ordered 2,000. I want to see how well received they are, if it's beneficial or not. For those of you listening, if you would like one of these, anyone is welcome to come into the utility office. You probably already know your trash day, but some people might not know their account number. And some people like me like having the QR codes so that I don't have to keep typing in cityofdelcity.gov every time. I can go exactly where I need to go. So these have been implemented effective immediately, and I hope that you guys are as excited as I am about them. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's everything, sir.
All right, moving right along. Item number 5 is consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A is minutes of the regular meeting of DCMSA for January 5th, 2026. Item B is a budget amendment for fiscal year 2025-2026 as shown in Exhibit A to the DCMSA agenda. Item number C is a blanket purchase order, electrical solutions for electrical work at the wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $15,000. Authorized trust chair and/or trust manager to endorse any necessary documentation. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we approve as written.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Do what? I did leave that off. I did leave that off, didn't I? I'm going to reread item C. Item C, I left part of it off, and I'm going to read it again. It's a blanket purchase order for electrical solutions for electrical work at the wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $15,000. Authorized trust chair and/or trust manager to endorse any necessary documentation. I thought I read that.
Chairman, it was read, but it was not in the motion to authorize. It was just to approve as
see.
written. I think that might be what trustee Finch
So
is
you
trying
want
to
to
state.
modify, city attorney, do we need to modify the motion to include that statement?
Let's go ahead and do that.
All right. Claudia, would you modify your motion to include the authorization portion?
Yes, ditto. Yes, I authorize. Ditto.
No, you don't.
Authorize chair to endorse the same, right?
That's part of your, you're attaching
Trust
that to your
manager.
motion.
I'm attaching that to my motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you modify your second?
I will modify my second to add authorized trust chair and/or trust manager to endorse any necessary documentation.
Thank you for catching that, Pam. Okay, we good, city attorney? Thank you. Again, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Finch?
Aye.
Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Any further trust input?
Make a motion that we adjourn to the Dell City Council meeting.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Finch?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are now adjourned from the Dell City Municipal Services, and we go back to the City Council meeting. We're at item number 5, City Manager's Report.
Couple of things, since Josh isn't with us, I do want to give a shout out to the last coffee connection that we had at the Bill Eisenhower at Sunny Lane is the new terminology. I get that right, Kyle? They did a fantastic job. It was a great chance to meet everybody. We had a great turnout, so we want to give a special shout out to them. Thank you for that. And for those of you that knew Dorothy, and we called her Jingles, we got to attend her memorial service. So I do want to just say on behalf of the city of Dell City, we're sorry to have lost her, but we know she's in a better place, and she was a wonderful citizen. So we got to attend that together. The study session that we had last week was great. I want to thank all of you for attending, and Councilwoman Brown got to meet with me and go over all of the details the day after, so thank you for meeting with me, Councilwoman. The study session is doing what it's designed to do, which gives us a chance to kind of discuss things in a little bit more, or less formal setting, I guess, to kind of get some ideas. So I greatly appreciate you all taking the time for that.
And it is open to the public.
Always, yes, sir.
Yep.
Any meeting of the council, unless it's an executive session, is open to the public. Yes, sir. A couple of upcoming items on behalf of the chamber. The legislative lunch is coming up on January the 30th. That's coming up at the last Friday of the month. Anyone that would like to attend is more than welcome, and you can get on the Del City Chamber website to get a ticket for the legislative luncheon. As Brittany, I'm sure, will mention, as well as Chief Williams, whenever they come up here in a little bit, we are planning for winter weather. We are well prepared. Brittany has already sent me messages of what's going to happen, and she's getting her troops prepared, and I know that Z and I'm sure the police chief also are doing the same, so thank you all for getting ready. And just as always, we're going to prepare for the worst, and it's either going to be sunny and 75 this weekend, or it's going to be snowmageddon. So that's just how Oklahoma works. But thank you all for being prepared. For those of you that are interested, the Rotary Club is celebrating their anniversary.
50th.
The 50th anniversary. And so on the 31st of January, which is Saturday, they're going to be hosting a banquet to celebrate the 50th. So anyone that is interested in attending, we highly encourage you to get with the local Rotarian. Thank you. There's the right word. And we would love to have you there. And then last but not least, I'm sure all of you are keeping up with all the things happening on Facebook and everywhere else with Oklahoma County. They are interested in passing a sales tax that is going to be used for the offsetting of the cost and the, what is the polite way to say, funding the jail that they can't currently fund. I've got to be careful not to go on the political side with this one, but I'll be happy to defer it to the five of you if you'd like to say something when I'm finished. But on the jail tax update, just to let everyone know, for those of you that have questions about how the tax would affect the city of Del City, politics aside, you are more than welcome to speak with me, a staff member, specifically Kyle in Economic Development. We'll be happy to discuss what a 5/8 sales tax could do to the city of Del City and the different businesses and developments that we're trying to work on here. And then if you'd like to talk more on the political side of Oklahoma County, I highly encourage you to speak to your 5 council members who will be happy to discuss those items in depth. But I do want to remind everybody, for those that are not aware of what's happening, to please keep an eye on what's happening with Oklahoma County in the coming weeks. You have seen some conversation that we're having about our general obligation bond and some other ideas that we have that happen here in the city of Del City. We are weighing that of whenever the county goes against their tax, because when they put their tax out for a vote, we do not want our items out for any type of a vote. So you will see there may be a pause or a hesitation on that from us to ensure that we don't have the two items to be intermingled positively or negatively. So on that note, before I move on to my department reports, would you like to?
Speaking about the county's sales tax request, I might need to step back from the horseshoe for just a second, but I've been in conference with other mayors in the county, and we're going to oppose it in unison. The mayors are all, the Mayor Matt Dukes of Midwest City, or as we call East Del City, has prepared a letter, and it's going to be circulating among the mayors in the county, and we intend to come out against the sales tax increase. And the letter stipulates some of the problems with it, and it also tells how we've been misled by the county commissioners in the past. So that's all I'm going to go into now, but know that we're opposing the sales tax increase.
Thank you. On to department reports. City Clerk.
All right, we have our sales tax in for the month. Sales tax is down $18,113.44, which is a decrease of 1.58%. Our use tax is up $18,438.46, which is an increase of 10.53%. Our tobacco tax is down $372.42, which is a decrease of 5.48%. And our hotel motel tax is down $452.80, which is a decrease of 2.94%. That is all I have on the taxes. I do know, as y'all see on the agenda, we have the request about the pilot program coming up, and just kind of wanted to give a little bit of a history on what the pilot program is and why we see this. So the pilot program was entered into on November 21st, 1988 between Dale City and the Dale City Housing Authority. It's mandated by the Oklahoma Constitution and state statutes due to low rent housing not being, or they are exempt from property taxes. So instead of paying the county property taxes and waiting for the city waiting to get those, if there's any that we can get on it, so the low rent housing will then pay the city directly, and the city is to split that 50-50 with the school district that the low rent housing is in. So that being the Middale school system here, we receive the money in the pilot program. The city gets part of it, and then 50% of it we give to the school board. So that is why we see that every year on our agendas.
Joe, if you don't mind me adding a note to that, some people may not understand the pilot phrase. It's payment in lieu of taxes.
Yes, sir, sorry.
Is what the acronym
Yep.
stands for, and it's an annual thing. We do this every year.
Thank you, Joe. City Attorney.
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Awesome. Director Parrott, anything on the? Chief, I thought they would give you time to try to bring us something cool, because she brought us a really neat thing up here, so it gives you time to run to the back.
Brittany, I understand you've got some more experienced snow removal
ma'am.
personnel on your staff now. I'm glad to hear that.
He was trained by a tough one.
Uh-oh.
So yes, obviously, we know that there is a good chance that we're going to have winter weather. So I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page and everyone understands what we are prepared for, how we prepare, and what to expect. So beginning Friday, all street department personnel will be on a standby mode during the day, the morning and the afternoon. That night, we will deploy 2 shifts of 4 employees on rotating shifts throughout the duration of the event, however long that lasts. We have an SOP regarding snow and ice removal that was approved and implemented back in 2022. It has worked very well. So everything that we do from that point will be dictated by that SOP. I trust Micah and his team. They will not deviate away from that. That will tell you in what order we plow the streets. We have priority 1 and priority 2 roads, depending on the traffic and the safety. We will evaluate the city buildings and the sidewalks on Sunday evening. If this is a dry snow, which they're predicting, and there's not ice, that is gonna free up employees not having to come out and salt and sand sidewalks. We do have 2 large snow plows with salt spreaders and 2 350 trucks with plows. They are all ready to go. Waterline maintenance. That entire crew knows that they are also on standby. With freezing weather comes busted pipes, which comes emergency shutoffs. We ask that residents please call the emergency waterline maintenance phone number. Do not call 911 or non-emergency police or non-emergency fire. You're gonna get a lot faster response time by calling the waterline emergency number, because there are multiple people who are monitoring that, and we can deploy multiple people at once. Line maintenance will contact the street department immediately in the event that we discover there is a broken line that has sent water out into the road that could become a hazard, so that street department can get over and throw salt and sand on that water to keep it safe. Fleet will also be on standby to make sure that during this event, all vehicles in street department, line maintenance, and obviously fire and police are up and running if there are any issues. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. On the back of these pages that I gave you, there are phone numbers. There's my work cell phone number, and then everyone's after hours emergency line. Feel free to share that. I did reach out to Karina this morning and ask her, we need to start pushing as much information as possible. We always need to remind people to drip their faucets during this weather. I know that the question, I'm sorry, I probably should have touched on this on the DCMSA. Dripping faucets, yes, it does have the potential to affect your sewer rate whenever we go to re-average. When there are major weather events, the people, I personally review those. I know when there is a major weather event, the language is written where I have the discretion to toss out bigger reeds and replace them with smaller reeds so that you don't get punished. We'll see what happens, but all of our departments are ready to go, and we're gonna do everything we can to make sure that everyone stays safe during whatever this event brings. Yes. Yes, please leave a message. Please don't call and hang up and then hope that there's a call back. We need you to leave a message so that whoever can respond to you as quickly as possible. Also, I want to thank you guys in advance. On the agenda, you guys are ratifying the asphalt roller truck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not only is that going to make the crews more efficient, it's going to make us as a city more efficient by not having to go to the same pothole 6 times because we've used cold lay, a shovel, and then the weather comes right behind us and takes it right back out. So striping on 29th Street has been postponed due to the weather that's coming in. They were supposed to get started tomorrow. Micah did reach out to them and ask them if we could see what this brings. But action is ready to go whenever we make that call. We'll see what comes out of it, but we do not want to get 29th Street restriped and then put a snowplow on it right behind it. So just know it is coming. Let's just let the weather warm up a little bit. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Director Gandy, anything from development? Okay. All right, Chief, what do you have for us?
Man, it seems like it's been a while since I've been up here. Tonight's my night to give the report, and just wanted to cover, I haven't seen you guys in a while and covered 2025 stats real quick. I'll fly through them. I know sometimes those can be boring, but you know, we ended 2025 calls for service. We ended at 4,401 calls for service. And that's not including a couple of months since we moved onto our new reporting system. Our response time, our average response time is 3 minutes, 43 seconds. Just to give you a kind of idea of the national average is 6 to 8 minutes. The benchmark for NFPA is try to be there within 4 minutes, and we're under that. So I'm pretty proud of that and our guys. Training hours, we completed 4,603 documented training hours. That can be EMS training, extrication training, any type of training that we do there at the station. We have to document those hours and show that an instructor was actually there and performed the training in the hours. Inspections for the year, we completed, this number is a little short, 373 annual inspections, pre-plans, building familiarization inspections. Like I said, we're missing a couple of months there due to the new reporting system changeover, and that's not being able to go back and pull that historical data right now. Some kind of really nice things or big things that happened in 2025. First due, we appreciate you guys approving, the council approving, and city management approving first due. New CAD system. It's a new reporting system from us, and it's a life changer for the fire department as far as us keeping records, training hours. It does everything for us. So also we updated all of our current SOGs going on to Lexipol and policy procedures. Now our guys are going to be able to have that right there in their hand. If they ever question on policy or SOGs, they can pull it up right there or at the computer very easily. This year, kind of a big thing that I thought was big, and I have on my notes here, is this is the first year that in my 26 years, being able to sit down with city management and the union and all agree and come up with a contract, a 3-year contract at that. So kudos. It wasn't, usually it's like pulling teeth to sit down with the union, the local union and city management. And man, we sit down and hashed it out and all worked together. So it was great. It was historical. It really was, to have a 3-year contract and do the things that we pulled off this year. Some things I'm thankful for in 2025. You know, our ladder truck and how important our trucks are. Our ladder truck was rear-ended on I-40 with 3 guys in the truck and someone driving about 60 miles an hour. And I'm thankful that those firefighters and that truck did its job and saved all 3 of our firefighters and took the blow enough that the person driving it didn't kill them either. So I'm really thankful for that in 2025. Just kind of some current things. Here in the last few months, we've given out over 150 smoke detectors to our citizens. That's installed or people coming by and picking them up. Thanks to some great community partners, and I always get this wrong. Competent Chevrolet, and they've been a great community partner. They helped us out along with Bill Eisenhower at Sunny Lane and Megan. They've been great. We were able to support 3 families for Christmas for a total of 15 kids, where we were able to deliver presents for Christmas. And we plan on next year making that a way even bigger deal. We started it last year, kind of looking at PD and thinking to shop with a cop, we got to do something. So we started it last year. We were able to do 1 family. This year, we ended up being able to provide Christmas for 15 kids, and then next year I hope we expand that even more. We started 3 new firefighters today, so that'll take us fully staffed once we get these guys trained and on board. We're excited for that. We'll be fully staffed. We'll move right into our promotional process for our captain. We had a captain retire after 30 years of service, so we just posted that today as far as the captain promotional process, and we'll start the sergeant process right after that. Last thing I have, yes, we are expecting weather this weekend. It looks like it could be a pretty good event. Right now, I'm hoping we're going to get more snow than anything, which will help a lot. I've been in contact with Brittany. We've kind of talked back and forth today. Sounds like they're ready to go. We'll be ready to go. We have some additional personnel on standby for this weekend if we need to put another truck up, if we get overwhelmed. One thing also to remember after the event, we end up running a lot of water line breaks, whether it be sprinkler systems in commercial structures. That'll be very busy after it starts to thaw. But if we can get people to, drip those water faucets right now and make sure they have all their pipes insulated well, that's going to be a major issue after this event as well. So that's really all I got. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chief. Any other department heads hiding in the wings? All right. Is everything on our end?
So one thing, Mr. Manager, is at the council meetings, we get to realize and recognize people who retire from the city, from the municipals, or from our side.
Yeah, he didn't name
But
that.
we don't get to do that for the police or fire because they have unions and they retire differently. So can we recognize who did retire after 30 years of service?
Who
to us?
retired?
Captain Sonny Martin.
Oh, yeah,
So
good.
if you see him, yes, thank him for the city and for all of us. So.
But we can get that information in for you all for the future, absolutely.
So, you mentioned the shop with a cop, and see, they have that catchy phrase, shop with a cop. So your guys are going to have to come up with something like acquire with fire or
There you go.
something.
I was going to say
You can do better than that.
fun with fire just doesn't really work, that.
We need a catchy catchphrase for the fire department, so work on that, will you? Thank you. Okay.
I'm
That it?
sorry, I would like to just mention that you have, your office has been engaging on social media, and I do appreciate that as well. I believe that the city has been doing a really great job with our social media and with engaging. City Hall has been doing a great job. PD has been doing an awesome job, and I really do appreciate you guys taking your time and making it personal and kind of letting us meet your team. Thank you.
Yeah, I like your videos, Z. Good job. Good. All right.
And see, what I love is hearing that because police and fire are working very hard on their stuff, but Kyle having his background in this, I can't wait to see his stuff because I'm like, this will be fun.
That it?
So yes, sir.
All right. Moving right along. Let's go on to item number 6. minutes. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Dell City City Council for January 5th, 2026. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Abstained, I wasn't there.
Mayor votes aye, the motion carries. Move on to item number 7, a contract 2026 Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma Employee Health Insurance. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma Corporation for the administrative services for city employees and retirees' health insurance benefits for calendar year 2026, including renewing health and prescription drug plan as shown in Renewal Option 1, effective retroactively to January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. Authorize mayor or city manager to endorse necessary documents. Direct staff accordingly. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as written for the renewal option 1 effectively retroactively to January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. Authorize mayor and city manager to endorse necessary documents. Direct staff accordingly.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 8, ratify expenditure of a 2025 Caterpillar asphalt roller truck. You know, for a second that looked like assault instead of asphalt. I almost read that. That would be completely wrong. Okay. Discussion, consideration, possible action to ratify the expenditure of interim public works director and issuing authorization to proceed with payment to Warren Cat in an amount not to exceed $32,500 for a 2025 Caterpillar asphalt roller truck. Authorize mayor and/or city manager to endorse any necessary documents. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion that we approve as written. Authorize mayor and city manager to endorse any necessary documentation.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? And I got to throw in there, that machine has really improved the look of the repairs. They're using hot asphalt instead of cold patch, which is much more durable. Are you with Public Works? Yeah? All right. All right. All right. Thank you. I'm sorry. I thought you looked like an employee that works there. Moving on. We have a motion and a second. Let's take the vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries.
Just like what Director Parrott said, thank you all very much for ratifying this. We appreciate it very much.
They're doing much better repairs, much quicker. So it's working well. Move on to item number 9, Reclaiming Hope LLC. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny the annual professional services agreement between Reclaiming Hope LLC and the City of Dell City. Authorize mayor and/or city manager to endorse any necessary documentation. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as written. Authorize mayor and/or city manager to endorse any necessary documents.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 10, purchase and installation of an 8-channel control station combiner. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny the purchase and installation of an 800 megahertz 8-channel control station combiner from Bearcom OKC in the amount not to exceed $12,035. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Chief, is that going to clear up some of the clutter in the back of your truck? Combining all that or add to it? I understand. All right. Very good. Move on to item number 11, resolution, recreational trails program grant application. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny resolution number 01202026, authorizing application to the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department for funding assistance through the 2026 Recreational Trails Program, RTP, and establishing certain requirements. Authorize mayor to endorse same. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we approve as written, authorize mayor to endorse the same.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Hello, Mayor and Council. Walter Jacks, 4832 Kells Drive again. I'd like to provide some citizen input on this issue. This is a dream come true for me. This is a fantastic thing that would happen for Del City to have this level of connectivity. This plan is better than the one that I proposed a grant for about 15 years ago because it continues the Bomber Rail Trail all the way up to 4th Street. So the continuity of the trail itself is excellent, and it also provides for connectivity to Eagle Lake, which is also excellent. From a cycling advocate standpoint, there are a few points that I would like to make on here just for enhancements. One is coming from the west. Oklahoma City, I don't know if everybody on the council is aware, but Oklahoma City right now is working on some traffic calming issues on Northeast 4th Street between Lincoln and MLK. There's some new apartments there. They're going to bring it down to a single lane in each direction with bicycle trails. That is an outstanding connectivity avenue for Del City cyclists who want a bicycle commute to downtown Oklahoma City. It's very safe. So this proposed trail would get those riders on the 4th Street, and I think Del City would do extremely well to take, you see on your diagrams, the left diagonal that goes from southwest to northeast up to northeast 4th from Eagle Lake. That intersection needs to be well marked. Let's say a Del City family wants to park their car at Eagle Lake and then ride downtown or to the zoo on the Katy Trail, which this would facilitate. They need to know how to get safely up to Sunny Lane and where it goes west on 4th Street to make that connection. From 4th Street, just before Bryant, just east of Bryant, most of you probably know, there is already a trailhead that gets down to the River Trail. So a Del City resident can get out on the River Trail safely this way. Also, just west of I-35, the Katy Trail cuts to the north. So that's a Del City family now able to get up to the zoo. Okay, so that intersection needs to be really done with signage. And actually, where it goes up to Sunny Lane and then west on 4th, we need bicycle lanes striped. That needs to be part of this plan so that it's really safe, because that's kind of a blind curve coming around there. There's a lot of vegetation that is going to obscure riders going one way or the other from traffic. So we need to be very careful about that. Similarly, where you have the note on the lower right portion of this, it says connecting trailhead. This would do well to have signage for riders coming up from Midwest City. If we point them down to the south to get them into Del City, and they may want to ride to Ray Trent Park. That's an excellent location for that trailhead. It comes into an existing dead end, and where Howard intersects with Reno, there's an existing traffic signal. So this is a very safe point to get riders between Ray Trent Park and this proposed trail. So the level of connectivity that this makes, we're connecting 3 municipalities in this manner, and that is huge points on grants that receive federal money through ACOG. So ACOG has been wanting to do this for a long, long time. So I would suggest that in addition to the Oklahoma tourism dollars, we could probably get money from ODOT and otherwise in ACOG to facilitate this. And finally, I see that the yellow part is Phase 5. So that part, the diagonal that goes across from Vicky south of 4th to 4th west of Vicky is in Phase 5. And I've cycled that ride many, many times as a bicycle commuter to the Health Science Center from my home. And it is an excellent addition, but saving it for Phase 5 is great because people in the meantime can go up Vicky to the north and 4th to the west, and that's already doable. So if this runs low on funding in the end, yeah, that's something that we could do without, but it is excellent to keep in there because that gets a lot of traffic off of roads with cars. But as a bicycle commuter, I can tell you firsthand, that is not a highly traveled area. Even when Vicky Drive is functional and serviceable, that is the best route that we can get people from Del City into the OKC Metro safely. And I appreciate all the work that's gone into this on everybody's part. This is an excellent thing. And I've said for a long time that Del City, once this happens, is really well poised to sell itself as the ideal commuting bicycle-friendly bedroom community to downtown Oklahoma City. We want to be our own community, but we are in that proximity and we can make it safely rideable by bicycle. And I appreciate all the effort that goes into this. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Kyle, you want to say something? So while Kyle is getting up here, I got to go into a meeting with him today, he and his team. So right now, Kyle, Andrew, and Logan are working very hard on this grant application, and to see the back and forth that they're doing is fantastic. So Kyle, thank you and your team for working so hard on this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Walter, for coming up here. I promised I didn't coach Walter in any way. It's funny how when you've got a subject matter expert like Walter is, he kind of hits all the high points for you. So this is a proposed six-phase project. Walter is correct in the fact that there is a lot of interest from both Midwest City, or all three, Midwest City, Oklahoma City, and ACOG. I was at a meeting last Thursday at ACOG. I spoke with John Sharp, several Oklahoma City planners, Midwest City, and they are all very much on board with us making this connection. So phase one of this, which is what this grant application is for, we're applying for $375,000. That, as part of phase one, we thought it was important. We're bringing a lot of planning to the city. We're wanting to ensure that we've got plans, but we also want some tangible aspects and to show for what the planning is going to provide. So what this does is provides for a survey, provides for a design, and then it provides for 3,000 feet of trail construction. So if you look at the orange there, which is phase one, this will allow for, in our very first application, to pave from Reno and Sooner to the Howard, what we're calling the Howard Trailhead right there, which allows for connection at Howard through the light that then allows people to safely get through our trail system that's already in place and neighborhood streets to the southern portion of the city. So just with this initial application, it's already going to be some great connectivity. We do get points before this being a phased project. It is actually an advantage to having a phased project. There's no way we could do this. We're estimating the total project cost of this at $4.1 million from beginning to end. There are 3 bridges, which is where a majority of that cost comes in. But we are already in discussions with ACOG and Oklahoma City on some help on how we can get there and do it more quickly than $375,000 at a time over the next several years. So, any questions for me?
Kyle, is this a misprint? It says Del City Bomber Trail. Shouldn't that be Del City Eagle Trail?
Del City. Oh, so we're in the stages of naming this. So the way that it's presented, you've got the Midwest City Bombers, which is their high school. The way that this trail is named is really more in reference to Tinker, the Air Force Base. So the bomber, the Air Force, this has nothing to do with the actual high school, but we're being careful with that and trying to come up with an appropriate name. We've thrown around perhaps the Eagle Lake Extension Trail. We don't want to get confusing with the Bomber Trail, the Eagle Lake Extension Trail, the Eagle Lake Trail to the Cape. So I'm asking for some open-mindedness on the potential for Bomber. It is not related to the Bombers. So just open mind there. There's no guarantees, still in the preliminary stages, but don't kill it right away, the name right away.
So over on 29th Street, next to Sam's, there's a sign that says the future Cretcho Creek bicycle corridor. So where does that, do you know where that's going to tie in?
I haven't seen those plans. We did discuss those for a very short period of time at the ACOG meeting. They actually are, so right now, I don't know, I have not seen those plans, so I don't know where those connect. I would expect that those probably connect somewhere, probably at the Sooner and 29th Street, you know, the large sidewalk area that we have there, the trail that's there. I would guess that that's where we'll tie into that, somewhere in that area there. But the other part of the trail, Midwest City is going out for bid, or have already gone out for bid, to complete their portion of the Bomber Trail that right now stops behind the Meadowood Apartments, and it will continue and end right there at 15th and Sooner. So the timing of all this is pretty nice too.
And then for the rail trail,
Yes.
did they dedicate it, or do we have permission to use that
So
right
that
away
is,
in easement?
that is part of what we're asking for as part of this application is the time and the ability to get those dedications. There was an initial thought of building the trail off of the actual rails 30 or 15 feet to the north, but unfortunately that's where the jet fuel line is underground there. So we are, I have a meeting set up tomorrow or Thursday with our engineers at PEC to go over whether the trail can be built on the tracks, which is the recommendation of ACOG, that we actually build on the tracks rather than try to go north of. But right now we do not have the dedications. Those trails, those rails are abandoned, so it shouldn't be, according to Midwest City, who has more recently gone through this, it should go smoothly for us. So we are making those connections sooner rather than later, though.
And some of these lines the state actually owns. So
Yes,
so that might also help this segment, because
Yes.
this might be part of that.
that is correct. There's only a small portion of these lines here that actually get used on a regular basis, part of that being those, the purple lines where Watco stages their rail cars. So most of this rail, well, it may be slightly half, more than half, is completely abandoned at this point, so.
And for your two bridges, is this because you don't think that you can use the rail bridges, or is
So
the rail bridges completely
They're
gone?
completely gone. When you walk across one of these, and I haven't walked the line, the engineers did walk the line, one of those wiggles under the weight of just a normal-sized person. So it'll have to go. There'll actually be 3 bridges built. I know we've got 150 up here to the north. I think that one was actually going to be 160 feet. But we're looking at trying to find something that's pre-engineered. We're probably just outside of the pre-engineered, which is why we're estimating the cost at where we're at.
Kyle, a recommendation was brought in through social media. If you call it the Mid-Dell Trail, does that mean we can bill Midwest City for half? Does it work that way?
I don't think so.
I wanted to know here, it looks like the closing of this application is going to be on the 30th.
Yes, so-
How far along are we, and are we going to be able to meet that deadline?
We'll absolutely meet the deadline. I'm waiting on some letters of support from Oklahoma City, ACOG, and Midwest City. We've already gone through approximately 3/4 of the application. We'll meet the deadline. We can't actually apply until the 23rd. I expect we'll probably apply on the 24th or the 25th.
Excellent. And since you have been meeting with ACOG, have they mentioned anything about rails to trails? Is that still an open availability?
So that was something that was asked that no one was actually sure of when we were there. So I'm gathering information on that.
Thanks so much for your hard work. I know that grant, getting everything together for grants is never an easy thing. So I appreciate you and your team for really taking advantage of this. It's definitely something that I think, if Walter is still here, that we've been talking about for a long time. So it's wonderful. Thank you.
At least 7 years that I'm aware of. So yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any more discussion on item 11? Take the vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 12. Pilot payment from Dell City Housing Authority. Discussion, consideration, possible action to accept pilot payment from Dell City Housing Authority in the amount of $25,550.53. This payment is in lieu of property taxes for the year 2025. One half of this payment will be sent to Middale Independent School District. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 13, pilot payment for Middale Schools. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve pilot payment to Middale Independent School District in the amount of $12,775.26. This payment is one half of the payment in lieu of property taxes from the Dell City Housing Authority for the year 2025. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion is carried. Item number 4 is assess abatement costs to property owners. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve and ratify or deny and remove the assessment costs in the total amount of $12,733.56 to property owners for cleanup of previously abated properties in accordance with Dell City Code sections 13-106 through 13-114. I'm going to read these as a motion to approve and ratify. Location 1 is 1829 Mansfield Avenue in the amount of $519.54. Item 2 is 2509 Epperly Drive in the amount of $719.54. Item 3 is 4844 Southeast 25th Street, Terrace, in the amount of $1,454.54. Item 4 is 4111 Southeast 11th Street in the amount of $809.54. Item 5 is 4312 Southeast 39th Street in the amount of $2,519.54. Item 6 is 4421 Southeast 41st Street in the amount of $789.54. Item 7 is 4020 Southeast 22nd Street in the amount of $429.54. Item 8 is 4756 Southeast 29th Street in the amount of $944.54. Item 9 is 4251 Southeast 44th Street in the amount of $1,099.54. Item 10 is 1005 South Sooner Road in the amount of $994.54. Item 11 is 3600 Vicky Drive in the amount of $1,069.54. Item 12 is 3904 Terry Way in the amount of $554.54. Item 13 is 1737 Cherry Lane in the amount of $409.54. Item number 14 is 4405 South Wolford Avenue in the amount of $419.54. And my motion is to ratify
Approve.
and approve. Oh,
Second.
any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Item 15 is executive session. Discussion, consideration, possible action, if any, to approve recessing to executive session for discussion concerning confidential matters pertaining to pending investigations, claims, and actions, including but not limited to Wright et al. Versus City of Del City, Oklahoma County District Court, CJ 2023-5930, pursuant to Oklahoma statutes, Title 25, Section 307B4, as the council, on the advice of its attorney, has determined that disclosure will seriously impair the public body's ability to process claims or conduct pending investigations, claims, and actions with legal consultation. City Attorney, does this meet the qualifications for executive session?
Yes, it does, Mr. Mayor.
I would entertain a motion to recess to executive session.
I make a motion to recess to executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. We are now recessed to executive session. I would entertain a motion to resume the council meeting from executive session.
I make a motion that we resume to the council meeting from executive session.
Second.
Was that you, Pam? We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. We are now resumed from executive session. We're at item number 16, action from executive session. Discussion, consideration, possible action deemed appropriate, if any, arising from discussions held in executive session concerning confidential matters pertaining to pending investigations, claims, and actions with legal consultation, including but not limited to Reich et al. Versus City of Del City, Oklahoma County District Court, CJ 2023-5930. Authorize mayor to execute any documents necessary to the pending investigations, claims, and actions. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we proceed as discussed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Any further council input?
Just a quick note, the City Managers Association of Oklahoma has training tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, so I'll be in and out of training classes. If you need something, please text, and I'll call as soon as I'm free.
Also, thank Brittany for these. That's really a good idea.
Brings
I
us
make a
up-
motion that we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Motion carries. We are now adjourned.